Welcome back. Well, the Acadiana soggy pattern will continue in the days ahead, but rain chances are getting a little bit more scattered as we get into the weekend, and going into next week, it looks more like a typical summer forecast. But in the near term, more wet stuff on the way overnight tonight through tomorrow. We have flood watches for portions of the area, so let's get to it and show you the satellite imagery as we look at the water vapor imagery here across the U.S. And we have this upper level low and a trough that has not gone anywhere over the last several days, kind of attached to a trough up by the Great Lakes, but this has been lingering for days. A little bit of a surface frontal boundary, a little bit of an upper level low, all enhancing the rain chances, working on that tropical moisture that's been working its way out of the Gulf of Mexico. And as you can see, the radar satellite composite, still plenty of wet weather and plenty of cloud cover. Now, as we take a look at the regional Doppler radars, we have some pretty strong storms over toward, say, eastern Louisiana into Mississippi, a fair bit of cloud to ground lightning there. And then more action offshore, not so much thunderstorm activity. It has been weakening for the most part, but we'll be watching this as it moves inland later on tonight. It looks like this is going to keep St. Mary Parish for sure on the wet side, even though you're getting a little bit of a break here and there. It is raining, though, down as we get toward Sippermore Point, Vermilion Bay, over toward Chafalaya Bay, and a few other spotty showers across Acadia and into Vermilion Parish. But this is where the main action is here locally in Lafayette. Not a whole lot going on at this hour, but more sprinkles or light rain definitely in the mix as we head into the overnight hours and tomorrow. Now, this is rainfall over the last 24 hours. Most folks catching an inch, 2 inches of rain, a couple of hot spots of 2 to 4 inches down towards St. Mary Parish, and then back to the west. You can see some areas picking up 3 to 7 inches of rainfall. Lake Charles set a record with over 3 inches of rainfall today, so in the last 24 hours. So this is the area that we're concerned with, and that's why we have a flood watch still in effect for Cameron, Calcasieu parishes on into southeastern Texas. And the Weather Prediction Center also has much of southwest central Louisiana, even into central Acadiana in a moderate risk. That's a level 3 out of 5 for excessive rainfall, mainly because we've had so much rain, and we're probably going to see another 2 to 4, but I would think that's going to be in the extreme southwestern part of the state. So we'll see how that plays out. As we take a look at the satellite imagery, we see those storms cooking offshore and working their way off to the north. So we still have plenty of moisture working its way toward the region. So high rain chances again tomorrow. Activity maybe a little bit more scattered in nature on Friday, but we're not going to shake rain chances until we get into about the middle part of next week. Elsewhere in the tropics, it's pretty quiet through the Caribbean basin and much of the Atlantic. Not expecting anything over the next 7 days, but we do have a pretty strong tropical wave that's coming off the African coastline. This is looking like it's insulated from any African dust, so we'll watch that as it moves across the Atlantic. And the Climate Prediction Center, they put out a 2 to 3 week tropical outlook, and they're saying into the first week of August we could see some development eastern Caribbean through the Caribbean, and that would be that tropical wave. And then you go to the third week going into August, the second week of August, we do see more development possible in the Atlantic basin, and also you're going to see activity in the Pacific as well. So here's a European model. 3 runs in a row. It's been capturing that tropical wave that's coming off the African coast and trying to develop it over the Caribbean. And ultimately, this thing could be heading for the Gulf of Mexico if it were to develop. But again, we're in fantasy land, 7 to 10 days out. But it's been on the radar now on the European model. The GFS doesn't see it quite yet, so we can't really throw all our confidence in one model. But just want to let you know that things are going to get busy. Climatologically speaking, they will in the next 2 to 3 weeks either way. So more showers. This is midnight tonight, overnight, and through the overnight hours, more on and off rain, maybe a break here and there. And then tomorrow, locally heavy rainfall, especially across southwest Louisiana, and a bit of a break going into tomorrow night, and more scattered activity as we head into Friday afternoon. And look at the rainfall total, southwest Louisiana. Here you go, another 2 to 4, 3 to 5 possible. The rest of us, maybe a half inch or an inch of rain. Not many concerns as we get into the center point of Acadiana, but southwest Louisiana is going to be rough. So on and off, lingering showers and a few rumbles of thunder overnight tonight, mid-70s to low. And again, some rumbles of thunder and shower activity on and off throughout the day. Rain chance at about 70% for your day tomorrow. We'll go 50-50 on Friday. Maybe a little bit more sun in the weekend, scattered mainly afternoon storms. And then as we get into next week, it looks like we see temperatures and rain chances more akin to what we would expect for the last week of July and the first week of August. That's it for weather for now. We'll have more coming up a little later on.